Whoops, I forgot to move my microphone. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hi, guys. Hi, Vieri. Hi, Sleep. How's it going? Stylus. There we are. All right. We're here. We're making an emote, at least one today. Depending on how I feel afterward, we might pick up another emote or two. I sure have been sitting on empty emote slots for a while. But I have constructed a new template. We're gonna be shoving somebody in that today. Same thing as my stuff that I've been doing for the past few weeks. It was a gusher. That was a blue gusher. My brain has escaped me. Same thing that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. I've been working on my old OCs, refreshing them up a little bit now that we're done with that style study season 2. So that way I can have nice up to date ref sheets. Well, not ref sheets. That's to come. But by Art Fight, I would like to have a nice portrait of each character, as well as maybe references. I'd at least like a ref sheet for Amira, because that's not been done for a long ass time now. The other characters don't really have a whole lot of extreme detail to them, so they can probably get away without a ref sheet, but I would like one for Amira. That's to do in the future. But anyway, I've been doing that so that I can have up-to-date references for Art Fight, as well as examples of commission work that I hope to open soon here on VGen. And this is going along that same lines. I made an emote template, so just like the funny repo bot PNG template that I built to open commissions with, I plan to do the same with this. So that's what we're working on today. I'm gonna take one of my friend's characters and put them in the mechanism and turn them into this emote as a gift to them, as well as an example for the commission of this service. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Where's my button? There's my button. Here's the template. It's the helltaker thing. It do that. And we're gonna be throwing... I had this open. Where'd it go? We're gonna be throwing this thing in it. One of Catbat's OCs called Snicker. Devious goblinoid type creature. She's going in the mechanism. Let me just get my references all situated here. I also forgot to open a page to find a raid from later. There we go. That. Need to be able to see the character, need to be able to see chat. Alright. Emote sheet, you say? Yes. So firstly, we have an interesting conundrum here, where this character has very large ears. Do I want to shrink the head? I don't really want to change the size of the canvas to give it more room, because that will make the whole character get smaller, and they're already quite small. So I guess let's see what it looks like if I just give her ears as big as they will fit. And I should rearrange this here. This fashion. All right. It's going to be frame 1. I can use this as a reference, there we go, for where the head should be and how big the ears can be from there. Maybe. How can I do that? That's an idea. Give us a pixel of wep. Pixel of magenta. Yeah. If I move the head like so, that tells me that right there is the boundary that I want to go to. How we do this? Probably just with color. What did I do for Beret? I already threw Beret in the mechanism. Okay, there's Ray. I threw him in the mechanism. We just do it with color. I think that looks good. Yeah, no outlines, just color blocks. Ray and I had talked about doing an emote trade ages ago, and I have forgotten what I would have asked him for, but there's my half of the bargain. I just don't know what I'm gonna get back for it. Alright, so I need colors for this creature. Is that about right? Her colors kind of change. I like the colors on this one, so we're just gonna grab this one and go from there. Hello, welcome in. Sioran? Kyoran? How do you say your name? There she is. Throw her over here so we can steal her colors. Chioran. We can call you Stat. Okay. Welcome in, Stat. Is this the brush I want to be using? Yeah, probably. Oh, her ears are going to be so small. Nice model, thank you. The design is by me, and the rigging is by this one. This dubious creature. Hmm. Why? How does it do that? I feel like every time I click over here, it gives me the move tool. Am I really on the move tool? Like every time I go to change canvases? Whoops. Whatever. Shape with aliasing. I'll get rid of that now. Her hair. Hair color very close to the skin value. Probably want to change that a bit. But we'll run with it for a while. Run with it for now. Hey Sky, welcome back. Almost a year. Wow. Okay, what do we got back there? No. Brother. I like that. And she's got horns. And now we can't see the little hair flip in the back. So we move that right about there. Suppose, shall we try that color? Something like that. That's about right. So then... about this blue? Might have to change her colors around some, but we can work that out once we have the shape down. Snicker, yeah. I want that above the line like that. How do I... How did I do it for Vieri? For Vieri. How did I do it for Amira? Where did I put her? Amira. In the mechanism. There she is. Look at her go. I didn't go outside the lines, and in fact I lined the shirt too. Well, that's because that's how it's colored, though. So, why don't we put this under there? Okay. And then we want a, like, waistline bridge. I think this belt color is also quite close to the value of her skin. It's not too bad. Something like that. She has, like, half gloves on. I don't know if that's gonna come through in this scale. I guess maybe we just do like that. And she's got some spots. They're not going to be exact, but just to... Will that work at that scale? Yeah, probably. You have a new goal before Endwalker? Yeah, what's that? Is that cute? Does that make her look strange? Yeah, that works. I never colored her eyes, which are the same color as her hair, which is probably going to be a problem. Maybe this, like, red. Oh yeah, you're gonna try and do Palace of the Dead then? Alright, leg time. Let's make sure I use the same brown here. I don't know if this is gonna come through. That might be too much detail, but let's try it. So she's got like a inner panel on her pants. Like that. Then she's got these fluffy things. And then she's got leg wraps. That color brighter. Eh. Will that come through? Not really. It'd be nicer for the bigger scale, though. Doing it as warrior, yeah. That's not bad. This should just come down. to that line right there. Maybe we put a big funny buckle. That's in the wrong spot. And she's got a tail. Similar fashion. The helltaker. Oop. That same color, make sure it's the same. That's about right. Mechanic? Huh? How's it going, miss? Too small. It's better. This should be bigger also. You have a model kit to build? Hell yeah. That's decent. Her face is really hard to read. Small, though. Either her hair needs an outline or it needs to be a different color. Her eyes, too. Hey, Apple Boy, lurking, thank you. Have a good day at work. Let's maybe steal this color from her earrings. What is going on? You, give me the orange color. My brush is orange, yes. Now when I come over here... Okay, now it worked, thank you. That makes her eyes stand out a bit more. It looks really weird. Full scale, though. It's a little better. Just take a little bit of liberty. Make the hair a little darker and more saturated. Yeah, that's better. And I think the skin, to contrast that, be a little lighter. Where's one of her other pictures where... Yeah, like this. Like that. Oh, her hair's much lighter here too, actually. I actually kind of like that more. That differentiates the eyes. Yeah, and her eyes are orange here. So let's leave her eyes orange. Let's make her hair this. That's a bit better contrast, I think. Yeah, I can see her face a little more now. Okay. Now, how would I want to do her big old ponytail? Common Rider model, sick. That sounds complicated. Yeah, that back hair color is way too close to her skin tone. Better. I think this one is always mischievous and devious. We should maybe do something like this. I don't know about that. Do something similar as what we did for Beret, where we just kind of incorporate the teeth into the mouth shape. That barely looks like anything. Better. Maybe just the tops. Devious creature. Yeah, that's better. Need like a... something stark. How does that keep happening? I pick a color and then it just like turns black. See here, okay, orange and brown. And what is it? I don't know, man. No, it should be the inner. Yeah, troublemaker energy. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. I guess we use that same... tail blends into the hair. The tail should be like the background color. This one. Yeah. Okay. So she's got a really big ponytail. I think that might just be too much detail for something this size, but let's try it anyway. We'll take this color. Maybe we have it come out this way. And then same as this, right? It's got a tassel on the end. Yeah, a little tassel on the end. Do we like that? That doesn't really bounce right. I think it just looks kind of cluttered. It's a little better. I think it needs to bounce differently. This bounce was animated for just like kind of short, puffy hair in the back. That doesn't work for something shaped like this, so let's take that back. Reset the scale. There, so that should have it swing out a bit. Can we just do it with 3? Maybe it's fine with 3. That's not bad, actually. Could use a little bit of bounce to it. Or down and out. Maybe when she's up for contrast. It's a little too delayed. Just pull that back a frame. Yeah, something like that. Want to try adding a couple of lines to the hair. A bat, a bug, it's me. I'm those things. Welcome in. Should I use this? Maybe that, but more saturated. That's really close to the skin tone now. God damn. Color palettes are hard. How's the artist? I'm doing okay. Just working on a template for an emote. You like that? I don't think that helps. Maybe. I cannot decide. Ah! Unexpected sound. Jump scare. I don't really like how that side of the head is going either. Maybe... make a copy of this just in case I fuck it up. I think this should be more... not that. Yeah, just more like flat. Yeah, that's better. Shaving her bangs off. Pull that a little more this way. Yeah. Yeah. I can't decide if I like it better with or without the ponytail, and you guys can barely see, so I have to guess maybe that's about emote size for you guys. I'd like it to be a bit more readable. Everything's kind of middle value. Hmm. Maybe the leg fluffs are too much. Oh. Why are you looking at me like that? Hey, Prince. Yeah, I think that's better. More readable that way. Still don't like how her eyes kind of blend into her skin. What can I do about this? Oh, no. You make the skin a little more dark and saturated. No. If I make the skin closer to this color, then it's gonna blend even more with the hair. Yeah. Maybe we try that and darken the hair again. That more like orangey color from this piece of art. Yep. 'Tis indeed what I am doing. Is that better? No. No, it's not. Ha, ba, 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 ba. I think that might be the best combination we've got. I think the nose spot might be taking a little bit too much away from the face. Still the eyes. I wish the eyes popped more, but I can't really do that without going wildly off model for their eye color. Hmm. We try these. Try like that and this. I think that's gonna look really weird, but you can try it anyway. I mean, it makes the eyes show up better, but they look fucked up and evil now. What if... that maybe. Yeah. I don't hate that. Yeah, that makes her eyes more distinguished. And I think this line needs to be this. It did it again. Somehow just not sticking my colors when I color pick them. What in the hell? Orange. Look at that. See? Look. How is that happening? Is that even something you guys can perceive with how small my UI is? I'm going here. I'm color picking this orange. You see how the top of the circle is different from the bottom of the circle? Because I'm overwriting a color, right? The top is the new color, the bottom is the old color. I want this dark orange. I have color picked it. And then when I tab over here, it goes back to being the light orange color. What what the fuck? Steal the hex code for this. And we go over here. Put the fucking hex code in. See, there's a difference there. Why why in the hell does it keep doing that? That's the color it should be. Yeah, that's better. In fact, I think I might even go over the rest of her hair with it too. There's goblins in my art program. It's this one. It's her fault. Dubious creature. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, what if I just hide all that and just straight up outline this? Yep. Yep. There's something going on there. Where's that? It is you. Eh. Okay. So now the background hair color needs to be something that matches this. Which should be like halfway between this and this, I'd think. Be a little darker, more desaturated. Something like here. Eh. More like that. Yeah, more like that. I've been flattened, yes. The tail. Tail is where that goes. Maybe the skin tone should be a little darker as well. If we imply background element with just like a slight darkness. Yeah. Yeah. I can't decide if I like that more. Nah, let's just let it be the same tone. I think that's pretty good. Maybe we give her just a little bit of hair shading. Just to, because the hair tone is still quite close to the skin tone. So what if we do some cheap little gradient? And then something like that. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's better. Even on the tail, too, maybe. Actually, the tail is having some issues with the outline there. It's very crusty. Why are you so crusty? Probably because I transformed this shape, so why don't we just kind of scrape the edge of it? Clean up a little bit of that fuzziness. Better. Now I think the tail should have a little bit of shine also. Nope. Nope. Never mind. Maybe a little bit of the gradient, though, just for some more depth. Maybe the shine's fine, but I made a bad shape. Yeah, that's fine right there. All right, I think Snicker's done. Oh boy. So then I need to grab our tool here. You ever just eat a whole cheese? No, but I probably would if I were to purchase cheeses in whole form. All right. I need to export this so I have something to work from. Oh, right. And we need to decide if she gets her funny little tail tassel. I could just do 2 versions. That's not a big deal to do. I'll just do it one with and one without. And Catbat can decide which one she likes. Export to GIF, yes. My error noise for overwriting file. Okay. Now we go to our handy dandy easygif.com. Let me show you that. There it is. EasyGift.com. We throw our... Oh, not Beret. Beret has already been thrown in the mechanism. Catbat into the mechanism. This is 12 frames. We do every 1 frame. And the default that I've been using is about 7. We end up with this. The reason I do this is, for some reason, Clip Studio's GIF exporter is kind of jank. And, like you might have seen here, if I go to export this animation as a GIF, it lets me pick the frame rate right here. And I have it set to 12, which means, like, 12 frames in 1 second. This is a 12 frame animation. So that means this would be exactly 1 second loop. And it does that fine. But if I want to increase the frame rate, it just, like, doesn't do anything until it doubles. I don't know what's up with that, but, like, if I export this as 12 and then I export this again as 14, they will be the same. Like, they will move just as quickly. I don't know why that is. So I use this website instead, where I can set the frame delay between each frame to be more precise with, like, how I want it to be. Like, I can set it to 4 and it'll... Look at her go. Yeah. Don't know why Clip Studio does that, but it's fine. We just use this instead. I think she should be just slightly more energetic, maybe 6 instead of 7. Yeah. She's raring to go, cause problems. I think that works. Then we save that in here. We'll call that 6 frames. What happens at 1? It actually won't let me do 1, but I can do 2. It's not as funny as I might hope it to be. And then we need this in emote scale, which is 112 by 112. I like this interpolation method instead. Resize. There she is. She's been condensed. That's 6 frame 112. All right. And then we just do that again, but without the ponytail. Oops, not image sequence. GIF. No ponytail. Okay. Back here. No ponytail. 12 frames, 1 frame, 6 frames. No pony. And no pony. All right. There's that. Well, that went a bit faster than I was expecting. I don't want to end stream after just an hour and a half, so what else can we do today? I think since we are in here for emotes, do I just helltakerify somebody else? Could maybe. Not quite prepared for that. Yeah, we're not going to do that right now. I'm not prepared. I need to decide who to do and then go gather like references and such, and that's just going to be a bunch of nothing for me on stream. We shall do that later. So what do I do right now? Pop open my emote sheet. Did we work on any of these today? Perhaps, perchance. Boy, I wish my frequently used emote sheet was like accurate. That'd be very cool, Twitch, if the frequently used emote section was like real. Because there's an emote on here in my frequently used section that I'm fairly certain I have pressed once because I received it and I was like, what the hell is that? And I did it one time so I could see it bigger, and it's in there and it's been there for like a year. I've never used it again. Why is it in there? Yeah, I definitely still use... I use this one. I use this one sometimes. I use this one quite a lot. And I use Koi's headbang emote a lot. I don't know if I have the brain to figure out an animation right now. Maybe we just do this one, I think. Do that with my new design. Which, to be fair, actually, I might be able to just do mostly like a recolor on this one. The hair is a bit different, but the shape would be about the same because it's based on a meme. It's based more on the meme than my own shape. Let's see what we got. You would be in here, yes? I can't remember how I have organized this. I forgot about that. Maybe finish that up too. Right, I think I made yeah, I made a new document, that's why. So I'd need to go get the old one. Okay. Orb? Oh, that fucking thing. Should I make that an emote? It could look kind of dumb. But I mean, that's like the point. But would it read at all in emote scale is the question. You know, yeah, why not? Can always just export this and test it. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just export that without transparent background? I did. There we go. And I forgot about this one. And this one had actually been requested to be uploaded as an emote a while ago. So why don't we do that? Just do that right now. And let me remember how I've been doing emotes. We use black outline. Yeah. Where's my, like... Yeah, we're pretty consistent with it. Yeah, black outlines. How big are these? Size 10. Get the colors out of that later. Actually, we're gonna use a tool for this because I'd really like the jankness of my original like 10-second doodle here to be preserved. So we're gonna very closely follow these lines. Might even look funny with the broken line art. Yeah, I guess let's do this. handle the eyes over that somehow. Okay. Steal my colors, make sure they're all the same. Background here, I can see what I'm doing. How much detail do I want to add though? Because like this doesn't separate the inner from the outer ear or anything like that. Oops. Wait, what is that for? It's like 2 tones. I like that. Keep just that for now. I'll keep doing that. What I should have is just a good exemplary emote. Like that one, does that have all the colors in it? I think it does. Let's do throw you over here. There we go. Now I don't have to keep on tabbing. We do the drop in my mouth color, I guess? Sure. Do I add hair shine, or is it funnier that it's like really simplified? Whoops. I always toggle it off. Guess that would depend on if I want to do the inner ears or not. Oh, and that's not what color my neck is. How do I reconcile that? Do I add shoulder to like pull it off screen? My head doesn't just end. Guess maybe. See how I feel about that. It's size 10. Wait, not that. You, size 10. Eh, I don't know. I think part of the charm is that it's so dumpy. I don't know how much I want to finish it. Mm, I can cheat. Man, it's working okay, I think. Now, how do I do the eyes? The eyes are just squiggles. Do I make them black? Do I make them blue? Have some kind of weird mixture of the two. So this line does not read in like emote scale. Alright, so how do I do that? I guess let's just start with the lines. Yeah, okay, so they definitely need more, like, something to them, because I can barely see them. Can add a little bit more. Yeah, I want enough that it still reads as, like, fucked up, but how do I make the lines stand out? Do I have any other emote that does something similar? I don't think I do. Made my eyes blue there just for the contrast. Big black outlines, bright blue inner. Yeah, my new emotes are pretty consistently just big black shape with the blue pupil inside, but well, that one has an outline. That one has an outline too. Okay, so I guess the trend has been if the eyes overlap the hair a terrible amount, just for contrast, we use this color. So how can I do that here? Brain is small. Head is empty. I don't... I want the eyes to still appear as, like, stringy, but how do I get that to read in emote size? I don't know. So let's just start trying random shit. What if I actually outline it? Oh, that's not bad, actually. I thought it would be worse, but okay, we lose a little bit of contrast. I want aliasing there. Compromise with that. We take that, we throw that down there. We fill the whole ass thing with that. We can get rid of the... Thought I saw some, like, crusty... There. Okay. Then if we take my pupil color and throw it. Right, right. That's why, right. Does that work? Should we just not have... Like, what if these are both clipping layers? No, that doesn't read his eyes anymore. Yeah, I think that's it, though. So now, is it funnier, like, without detail? If I take away all that, take away that... Yeah, I think it's a little funnier if it's just, like, really dumpy. I could maybe even make this animated and put the, you know, the like iPhone like buffering wheel. That'd be funny. The throbber, is that what they call it? That's awful. Where the hell was I? Here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Ooh. Let's do a quick check for holes. I miss any gaps? Nope. It looks pretty good. Name that. Okay, we did that. I think I'm gonna end, gang. My brain kind of empty today. Not feeling too good. We're right about at the 2-hour mark. I've got 3 new emotes to add for myself and 1 to throw at Catbat. That's a pretty dang productive 2 hours. I want to go eat, and I don't think I have anything that I can really eat comfortably while streaming. Plus, I don't have any way to fill the silence really while I munch. So then we're just gonna call it early today. Good little 2-hour stream. But be on the lookout. I'm gonna upload all those emotes to the Discord and to the Twitch. You guys can enjoy those. Actually, you know what? Let me go. How about I do one right now, and then we use that for the raid message. That'd be fun, right? Let's go do that right now. If I can do that fast enough to dismiss the ads until we're out of here. There. Actually. Yeah. Okay, there we are. New emotes. Hello? Emotes. Animated emote. Amira. That one, right? Yes. What do we call that? Ah, here come the ads. I've only got 15 minutes. Snooze them. Call that Mira Jam. That's what it's called. Yeah. I only have 3 open standard slots? Huh. I really gotta replace some of these. They're so old. Oh. It's too. Try that? Yeah, sure. What do we call that? Hi. Hi, hello. And then, what's the other one we just did? That one. Oops. There we go. Yeah, there she is. She's jamming. I think if I just refresh my viewer here, I should be able to see my own new ones. Yeah, there's that fucking thing. Crash doesn't read very good. think we need to touch up Crash. I think maybe we should add the ear color. Oh, I'm sad at how bad that looks, like, in chat. Do we stay a little longer? Let's try and speedrun it. Give me the inner ear color. The drop needs more space, so we're just gonna chop the neck off there. Move the drop down a little. I've never outlined any of my emotes in this new style before, so how do I do that? What color is it? Oh, hey, yeah, very appropriate song to come on. We do a layer underneath everything. I don't like the idea of outlining it. I've never done that before. It makes it feel so incongruent. But it really doesn't read well. Because this could be like full black. I'll give it a little bit more contrast. I've done that in other emotes. Oh, here come the ads again. Kill them. Yeah, where I'm trying to add it. Actually, it's already added. It's in chat. You can use it, but I don't like that. There's no time to die. I've only got 5 more minutes of ad snoozes. I guess we just go with this. Better idea. There we go. Alright, maybe that'll be better. Let's try that. Actually, I really don't like the outline. Let's try it without the outline. Overwrite that. Overwrite that. How do I kill you? What does this look like over here? Now it kind of looks like nothing. All right, let's try it one more time with the outline. That doesn't help. It's fine in this size and this size, but this one it looks stinky. But that's the size it's going to be most of the time, like just normally in chat. Fuck. This guy's putting sunglasses on me. I'm just going to put it up without the outline for now. I might tweak this in the future. I can always do that at my leisure. But for now, it shall be this. And we got one more snooze on these ads. So I got 5 minutes. We're going to wrap it up. Let's just save that. Get rid of that. You upload that. Batbug crash. Oh, it's still in my library. Fuck. You need to go away. Oh. You. Batbug crash. Fuck. Alright, so we're gonna use that. So now I need a funny raid message. Give us a refresh on my chat so that the new emote shows up. Sure, that's very stupid, but all right, there's our raid message for today. Now who am I raiding? Yeah, grab that raid message. If you don't have my emotes, feel free to substitute your own. We're gonna run somewhere real quick. Who's doing stuff and things? Stuff and things which we can join. You know, Justa always raids into me. When's the last time I got to raid into Justa? Let's go raid Justa. That's a good one. Wow, Chug, just in time. 10 stream streak, you didn't miss it. We're on our way out. I'm ending real early because I'm poo-brained today. But we got some work done. We got a couple new emotes. Check them out. With my raid message. Wow, look, it's me dying. Anyway, all right, grab that message. Let's go say hey to Justa. I'll be back on Friday for more doodling. I think I'll be working on some more pieces for Amira and or Cedar and or Ren. Because I would like more than 3 examples for my commission page. So we'll get some of those other poses that we've been sitting on done. I think is what we will probably do on Friday, or something entirely different if I have a crisis. but before the end of today or tomorrow, we'll do something. Scribble support on Friday. Come join me for that. Else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your time zone, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye bye.